The Roblox Winter Spotlight has just came out and basically just ended. Or I don't know when it will end, but let's just say it ended. I completed every single token in every single game. I didn't get all the elites, but I got most of them. I just got a little bored, and that's a problem with a lot of these events. They tend to get a little repetitive and boring, especially since they're doing the same formula over and over throughout this entire year of 2024. But anyways, we're talking about the games. How good the games were that were participants in this event. How good was their Winter Spotlight event quests? Which one was the worst and which one was the best? We have all 24 games here, and I have played every single one of them. And I'm going to rank them on which one was the worst to best now. Let's get into it. Starting off, we have Dress to Impress. Now, Dress to Impress basically did exactly what they did for their Haunt event, where they basically added a brand new separate quest and lore that has nothing to do with the actual Dress to Impress game. So you don't actually just go ahead and play the game or try to do some Christmas stuff in their normal game. You go to a different server and play this brand new story mode kind of deal that they basically did in the Haunt, and they even brought back the villain from the Haunt in this. And I think this is another W. I think this is another good experience because they actually made something entirely different and entirely new. I think the map design was really good, the soundtrack was really good, and they always have really good voice actors as well. Gameplay obviously is relatively, it can be a little bit janky. It works fine, but it's nothing like extremely special. Like you have the obby, you have the boss fights, you have the reindeer race. It did what it did relatively good, and it was a lot quicker than the last one as well. I honestly think this one might have been even better just because it was more enjoyable. So I think this is very good. I think they actually put a lot of effort in making something completely different from their actual game, and actually put a lot of effort into it too. Like, yeah, the voice actors, the map design, the soundtrack, and all the mechanics as well. And I thought it was really cool. And getting the tokens, I actually missed the first one. It's in the reindeer race. You actually have to find them. You don't even, I guess people probably may have accidentally missed the tokens when doing this, because you don't just get them from completing the quests or completing this story mode. You actually have to find them, but they're pretty easy to find, so that's not really a problem if you're not blind. But I think that was it was definitely very good. Next, we have Sonic Speed Simulator. And this one is, you basically just go around playing any world. You can play the Green Hill, you can play whatever map you want. The main quest, all you have to do is, I think you get 1,000 rings. So all you do is just run around the map and you just collect rings. The game is quite satisfying. I am a Sonic fan, but that adds nothing new for this event. There's no Christmas theme for it. All you do is run around and play the game normally, but you just collect a certain amount of rings. And 1,000 is quite a bit, but it won't last that long, especially if you know what you're doing. For the Elite Token quest was you collect presents around the map, which was extremely repetitive. At least that was something new, but all you do is collect 100, and they just keep respawning in the same areas, and you have to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It adds nothing to the game, and even though I am a fan of Sonic Speed Simulator, I think it's a great Sonic fan game, especially on Roblox, and it's very well made. But these event quests were very bad. I mean, there was nothing good about it. They didn't add really anything. All they added was a present. That's all you do, and that's optional. That's for the Elite Token. You don't do anything new for the regular token. So I'm going to actually say this is bad, unfortunately. Even though I like the game, I think this is bad. They added really nothing new for the Winter Spotlight event. Great start. We have one banger and one stinker. What a great start. Next, we have Toilet Tower Defense, and this one I always put in bad because I think they don't really add any new enemies or too much. Like, they just had one new map and that's it. And that's what they did for this one. And this one I didn't really like because even if you're playing on easy mode, it is still difficult if you are a new player. You have to have played the game in the past, or actually just be pay to win, or hope that somebody trades you items, which luckily somebody actually did trade me items, and I also baited kids in saying that I was going to give them 1,000 Robux into playing with me. And then I ended up leaving. That's what I did. I think you have to just beat a game on easy mode to get the regular token, but this is for the Elite Token, is the Santa's Workshop, and I feel like most people think that this is what you need to play anyways, because they don't even do that good of a job of explaining which one you actually have to go and play. But You could just play a normal skibbity toilet easy mode shit, which isn't even that bad with starter units. It's still very painfully boring and time consuming, like most Roblox tower defense games are. That's all you have to do for the elite token, or for the regular tokens, just play the game normally. But I feel like most people want to participate in what's new, which is the Santa's Workshop. And this is even difficult on easy mode. I mean, it's meant for experienced players. So trying to get the elite token for this, have fun. Because what you have to do is only have 2 units equipped. So if you only have the starter units equipped, you're fucked. You're not beating that. You have to have somebody carrying you, or you have to pay to win, or you have to have somebody gift you stuff. And I think that's very bad. I do like some of the new units that they have, and you actually can participate in this. If you are a fan of Toilet Tower Defense, you probably will think this is a good update, but I think it's actually bad just because they are forcing you to pretty much pay to win the game if you want to participate in the elite token or hope that people carry you. In the regular token, yeah, you just play the game normally. Next, we have Driving Empire. And Driving Empire, all you really have to do in this is just complete races. That's all you really do, is just constantly race. And or you can drive around the map and find cookies, which I think there was like 25 or something. There was quite a bit of cookies, and you have to go around finding them all. It isn't difficult to find them all. Some of them you could get stumped, but you can just look it up if you want to. But another mediocre event, like they really didn't add much at all. I think they may have added some new... maybe new cars. I think there's a train like the Polar Express, maybe new skins, but that's completely optional with the event. You don't really have to do any of that. All you have to do is just race and play the game normally. And that is another bad thing. I mean, that's almost identical to the Sonic Speed thing. Like, it's like a scavenge hunt, but all you do is find these cookies. Wow, so fun. Cookies. I do like Driving Empire. I like Sonic Speed Simulator as well, but I unfortunately have to put them in bad because they didn't really add much to it. But next we have Roblox Fish. And we're spicing things up because Fish added a brand new island for this event. So they actually added some brand new stuff, some brand new dialogue, brand new NPCs, brand new quests that you actually have to go and catch. I think 25 brand new fish that are all Christmas themed. There's a brand new fishing rod. There's new bobbers that you can get as well, and skins. And even for the elite token, you can find this like thief around the map. It's kind of like a scavenge hunt. You have to try to find them, but you can just look up videos about all that stuff. But we're highlighting on the main token thing quest, which was the brand new Christmas Island, which I definitely like. I don't think it's amazing. They didn't add anything like amazing, and you can complete it relatively quickly. I will put it in good. I don't think it's very good because you can complete it relatively quickly, and it's not, you know, most of the Christmas items are just reskins of other fish that were already in the game, but I still think it's cool. It's definitely still cool, and it was still enjoyable. I'm a fan of fish, and I liked it. Next, we have Dragon Adventures, and they did not disappoint this year. Like, they basically have been a huge disappointment for all their other events. They hit with this one. They added a brand new Winter Wonderland where you can go and fly around the map, which is very well designed, very good themed. They added brand new Christmas eggs that you can get, either pay Robux for or actually grind for, whatever you want. Completely optional, but it's still cool. And they added a bunch of Christmas-themed minigames, like a baking one, a present delivering minigame, a snowman maker minigame. They had a lot. There was quite a bit. They were all enjoyable, and they were quite fun, and I think it was definitely a good experience. I mean, they actually added some brand new stuff, quite a bit of brand new stuff. I don't think it was very good, but I think it was definitely good. It was enjoyable. And I'm going to put this in good, maybe probably top of good. It's touching very good. I just didn't enjoy it or appreciate it as much as what Dress to Impress did. The minigames were fun, but there wasn't anything too outrageously amazing that I think deserves to be put at very good. It was still a great experience, and it was good and easy to get the regular token. The elite token, however, wasn't as easy, but it was still enjoyable. Next, we have a Dusty Trip, and they always make bangers. I always enjoy what they create. I mean, I really like the map design. I really like the brand new cars, the brand new items, the boss fights, the enemies, the little lore that they have going on, the soundtrack, the optional elite token quest where you go and find the garage and, you know, fix up the car. All that stuff was great, and I had a lot of fun with it. Maybe I am a little bit of a Dusty Trip glazer dick rider, right? But I think this was definitely very good. We're gonna put it at very good right there. I definitely think it deserves a spot up there. I think they always create a good event quest for every event. So props to Dusty Trip. Next, we have Emergency Hamburg, one of these emergency games. I actually like these games. I think they're quite fun, but in this one, it was kind of a stinker. Really, all you have to do is go to the delivery service, get a delivery truck, and deliver presents, which is basically just like UPS delivery. A lot of people think the Emergency Hamburg was one of the worst event quests, and I kind of agree with it because it is supposedly randomized for the Elite Token quest, and the delivery services is painfully boring, a lot of people say. I think this is definitely in bad. I think that it wasn't anything special, and the Elite Token, you're kind of just playing the game normally in a way. I like the little winter theme they have going on with the map, but that's about it. I just don't think this is very good at all, and I put it in bad. Yeah, so far there's a lot of stinkers in this event. Next up, we have Warrior Cats. And this is a cute game. I appreciate the design in the game. If you are a fan of these cat role-playing stuff, or, you know, survival, like animal survival games, these are pretty nice and can be pretty enjoyable. But for the event quests, all you really do is hunt. You hunt for, I think, 5 or something like that, and then for the Elite Token, you hunt 25. They didn't add anything else. You just play the game normally and just hunt. That is it. That's all you do in this. Nothing special, just play the game normally. And unfortunately, that's going to have to go in bad as well, because they didn't add really anything else. I believe they may have added some new skins or new items you can get for, the Christmas, but you don't do anything for the event quests other than play the game normally. And that is not something, that's just lazy. It's very lazy, and I do not appreciate that. That is also going in bad. Next up, we have Elemental Dungeons. This one's definitely not a stinker. I actually really like Elemental Dungeons. It's very similar to Dungeon Quest, which I also really like that game. And this is quite enjoyable. I believe there's a lot of brand new stuff, Christmas themed items you can get by constantly just redoing this dungeon, which can get a little bit repetitive, but the dungeon is quite nice. It has brand new soundtracks, brand new enemies, and a brand new boss fight that actually is quite enjoyable, and there's brand new items you can receive. All you have to do for the regular token is just beat the brand new dungeon once, which is fairly easy. You can even do it solo. You may have to do a little bit of grinding if you're new to the game, however, but I already played the game, so it was relatively easy for me. I was pretty much one-shotting everything. I've seen some people complaining that it was too difficult, or that they thought it was gay, that you were forced to grind a bit before you could do this, or you were forced to get carried or do this with a group. That wasn't a problem with me, but I can see how that definitely can be a problem. And the Elite Token is a bit grindy, but you basically just do Santa's quest, where you have to get presents, defeat the boss again, etc., whatever. It can be pretty grindy, but I will definitely say this is average. They didn't add anything too crazy, but the brand new dungeon is definitely quite nice, but it isn't anything too incredibly special. I still enjoyed it, but I did not want to keep doing it over and over. It was definitely getting repetitive. Next up, we have Welcome to Bloxburg, and this one is quite refreshing. I do like the theme of the whole map. Basically, all you have to do for the regular token is complete any kind of winter minigame around the map, whether it's shoveling snow, doing snowball fights, or participating in the elf hunt. It's quite enjoyable, and I do like the snowball fights. It was just quite enjoyable, and there's a lot of brand new Christmas items that you can get for your house. You know, you can get this giant inflatable snowman. You can get a lot more too. Quite enjoyable, and I actually think this is actually pretty good. I actually definitely enjoy this. I will say this is good. A lot of brand new stuff that you can permanently have, like the Christmas items, is always good to have in any game ever. I think that's a number one key thing. So it's actually reasonable to participate in these, since you actually get permanent items that are limited time only. Next, we have Bedwars, and Bedwars was actually a very pleasant surprise. I'm not really a huge fan of Bedwars. I think it's a fairly boring game in my opinion, but I can see how some people can like it. This was an entirely different game though. For the event quest, you have to do the minigame Mountain, which is a basically epic minigames, kind of like a Minecraft minigames thing, where there's a randomized amount of minigames like Spleef, Stand on the Right Color, Fishing, which is almost identical to Roblox Fish, snowball fighting, etc. There's quite a bit, and they're all enjoyable, and I really like them. You compete with your team. to try to win and make it to the finale. And in the finale, you fight this boss that is actually quite difficult, but if you do beat the boss, you get the elite token. All in all, this was entirely different and separate from the game, and I think they put quite a bit of effort into this. Some soundtrack design, new UI, new map design, new mini games that have nothing to do with the Bedwars game, and that shows that they actually put quite a bit of effort into this event quest, and I think that this is definitely very good. Very pleasant surprise, and I definitely enjoyed it. Next, we have ERLC. Just like the other emergency game, they didn't add too much. All you do is play the game normally, and by playing the game normally and completing tasks, you get presents, and you have to get up to 5 presents to complete the quest. And that's pretty much all you really do in this game, is just play the game normally and get rewarded for it. I do like the map design they added, however, but it's definitely that good. I'm gonna say this is not good because there's too many bad. But just because I like the game a little bit, honestly, I'm a little biased. It's definitely not good. All you do is play the game normally. You do get a Christmas uniform in the game though, and tokens or a certain amount of money for participating in this as well, which is, I guess, pretty good. That's the only upside, and I guess the map design looks cool. Next up, we have Rivals, which was the first one I participated in. And this is one of my favorite games in this event. But there isn't much you do other than just play the game normally for this. They added a brand new Christmas theme, added Christmas themes to every single map, which I do appreciate, and you can participate and collect snowflakes as a new currency to unlock some brand new skins and other stuff for your guns, which is always good. And there's some decent looking skins as well. But all you do for the normal token is play the game normally and get a certain amount of eliminations in normal duels, which is pretty, just play the game normally, right? And then for the elite token, you have to get 100 elims in free-for-all. So just keep playing free-for-all and you will eventually get it. Pretty simple enough, and it really isn't too bad. It's one of the easier tokens to get, and yeah, you just play the game normally. But I do appreciate some of the brand new stuff they added. I don't think this is good just because they didn't add anything too crazy or new, but I do appreciate the new skins and some Christmas themes of the maps, so we're gonna put this in average. Next up, we have Royal High, and they added a brand new snowboarding race where you just listen to, I guess, a sponsored Monster Cat dubstep, or EDM, which is just fire, by the way. That's awesome. While you snowboard and collect snowflakes. And if you collect a certain amount of snowflakes, you get the token. And if you get literally all of the snowflakes in the map, you get the elite token. It can be quite grindy, but it's relatively easy to do. And I definitely appreciate it. It was actually quite enjoyable to do. You can also do some tricks while you're snowboarding, which is quite nice. You can select a wide variety of different snowboards as well while you listen to Monster Cat. I mean, what's not to enjoy about that? I think this is definitely good just because it was enjoyable and it's completely separate from the game. So that I actually appreciate. They're not just forcing you to play the game normally. They added something that's completely separate and different from the game. So that's why I think it's definitely good. Next, we have NFL Universe Football, and this is another stinker. Even though I actually really like this game, I have a lot of hours on this game. This is, I think, the best football game or even potentially sports game on Roblox. But all you have to do for this event quest is play the game normally. Get a certain amount of blocks and then catch a ball for like 15 yards. That's really all you do. There is a brand new currency and some new skins you can get for the event, but that's completely optional. It is one of the easiest to do, however. So if you want an easy token, an elite token, NFL football is your option. And I guess for that, I can't say it's bad, but we're gonna put it at not good because they didn't add anything new, really. Unfortunate. Next, we have Tower Defense Simulator, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of tower defense games, I think they're relatively boring, especially on Roblox. TDS put a whole lot of effort into their brand new Christmas event. I believe there's only one new level, but it's quite detailed and quite long. And there's some brand new soundtracks, really good map design, really good animations, brand new units and enemies and bosses to encounter. And even the voice acting and lore and cinematics, like cutscenes, like they put a lot of effort into this, which I actually appreciate. Now, it didn't blow me out of the water because I think it was a little bit boring, just because I think tower defense games are, in my opinion. I still appreciate this a lot. So I will put this at top of good. I think this was definitely good, if not very good, but just because I didn't enjoy it as much, I will put it at good. I definitely appreciate the amount of effort they put into it though. Next up, we have Pets Go, and this game is quite enjoyable. I actually enjoy this game quite a bit. I think it takes the RNG genre and does it right. The upgrade and skill tree is really awesome, and it adds a bunch of content to the game. There's a lot of pets to go for, and a lot of brand new Christmas pets too. I even got some of the best ones, some of the ones that were 1 in a million. I pretty much got every event quest item in the game. There's a brand new potions. There's the lump of coal where you can get a certain amount to unlock a bag that can give you eggs or potions, etc. There's a lot of stuff, and I think this is very beneficial for anybody who's new to the game, who's trying to get into the game, or who has already played the game. I think this is a very good event for that. There didn't anything too crazy, but I still think that this was definitely pretty good. One flaw, however, for the elite token, you have to grind a lot. It is very grindy. It took me 2 hours. I had to leave my computer on to get enough gingerbread cookies or whatever the hell the currency is to get the elite token, which is just hidden in the upgrade tree, but it requires a lot. So it is a bit of a grind, which is definitely a downside, but I definitely think this is good. It was quite enjoyable, and I like the whole aspect where you have to choose either between naughty or nice team, and if your team gets a certain amount of points, you get, you know, certain rewards for that. So I think that's definitely cool. I don't think it's amazing, but it's definitely pretty good. Next, we have Greenville, which kind of went into Dress to Impress's route, where they added something entirely different from the game, where they added brand new maps and chapters to go through, some lore and dialogue that isn't voice acted, but there is some brand new soundtrack that I like, and there's a little bit snowball fights that are pretty mediocre fights, but I do appreciate them. And I even like the final boss battle that was very similar to Dress and Impress's final boss battles, but they went in that same route. I don't think that they delivered in the same way, but I definitely think this is pretty good because they actually put a good amount of effort into their event quest, which obviously I appreciate, so I think I will put it at good. Next up, we have Creatures of Sonaria. What they added was, I don't know if they added anything new with the map. They just added some Christmas trees, and what you have to do to get the first regular token is just find presents around the map that are usually under Christmas trees, and there's like 3 different colors of the certain presents that you pick up, and you have to deliver them to their correct colored Christmas sleighs, which you have to find around the map. Pretty simple, nothing crazy, right? They did also add a snowball like target practicing thing that I think is also required for the base token, and then for the elite token, it's fairly grindy. You have to find artifacts around the map and complete tasks. It takes a really long time, but it's definitely nothing too crazy. I don't think it's bad. I think it's definitely the definition of average, if not below average. I'm going to put it at average. I didn't enjoy it that much, but I believe they did add some brand new Christmas skins for your, animals or dragons, some brand new eggs. So that's cool, I guess. Next up, we have War Tycoon, and I like this game, but they didn't add shit. All they added was little Christmas like puddles or ice puddles, frozen puddles with a hidden Christmas present around the map. So you have to just loop around the map and just search and explore in this scavenge hunt to find presents. And you can easily get yourself killed if you're going against some jackasses. Luckily, I didn't. You have to find a certain amount of presents to get the regular token, and you have to find all the presents to get the elite token, which I did. It's one of the easier ones to do, but it does take a little bit, just a lot of exploring, and it's pretty boring. And there's really nothing special about it. That's all they added. It's very lazy, and I think that's definitely pretty bad. So I'm going to put it in bad. Sorry, War Tycoon. I'm sorry. Next, we have Heroes Battlegrounds, and this was one of my least favorites of this event. I think what you have to do is get 8 eliminations, which is a lot harder than you think, especially if this is their first time playing the game. There's a lot of sweats and tryhards that won't even ever let you kill them, and they will kill you in seconds, right? You could go into a private server, which is what most people do, or just farm off their friends and only kill their friends to get 8 eliminations. That can be annoying to do, and that's all you have to do for the regular token, so just play the game normally. They did add a brand new little winter map that doesn't look amazing. There isn't too much, but for the elite token, there is a little bit of new stuff that they added, which is like the little event mini games where it's like King of the Hill and you will have to like stay in this Christmas tree, etc., which adds a little bit of new stuff to the game, right? And I think there is also a brand new currency, so you can also get some brand new skins or whatever for this event, which is definitely nice. But for the actual event quests, I think it's definitely very mediocre, if not worse than mediocre. So I'm going to put it in not good. Next, we have Blade Ball. Now, Blade Ball added a bunch of new Christmas items you can get, where you can collect cookies to get chests for new items, swords, and abilities. They added a brand new Santas vs. Elves game mode where it's basically TDM, and you have this like TDM kind of elimination thing. For the regular token, you just have to win one game of Santas vs. Elves, which is actually really easy. You could get a certain amount of eliminations to get brand new items and brand new swords, etc., which is definitely pretty cool. So if you're a fan of the game, you will probably enjoy this more than I did. I think the game's alright, it's just not anything special in my opinion. But yeah, I will definitely put it at average. I think it's nothing special, it's nothing insane. But yeah, I think it's just the definition of average. Maybe good, but from my opinion, it's nothing insanely crazy. I like the new skins, they're pretty cool, but you're still kind of just playing the game normally, right? I think it's average. And then last but not least, we have Bee Swarm Simulator. And yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Bee Swarm Simulator. I think it's an alright simulator game, but this was pretty grindy, especially for the elite token. And all they did was really add like snowflakes that fall on the map that disappear in a split second. It's very grindy and time consuming, arguably the most grindy and time consuming, especially if you're a new player at this game. There isn't anything too special about this in my opinion. I don't think it's that good. I did not enjoy it that much, and I think it was just a little too grindy for me personally, and I'm gonna put it at not good. But this is the finale, this is the final list here. There definitely is a mix, a very big mix of good games and bad games in this event. I think it was pretty much 50-50, so not terrible, but yeah, like I said, this event, even the games, very mediocre. I mean, this is as mediocre as it can possibly get, pretty much. So that's not terrible, though. It's not terrible. It's just average. Now we're going to choose which one was the best and worst. So let's start off with which one is the worst. So we're looking down at bad tier here. We have quite a bit. We have 6 games. We have War Tycoon, Warrior Cats, Emergency Hallenberg, whatever the fuck it was called, Driving Empire, Toilet Tower Defense, and Sonic Speed Simulator. But if I had to choose which one was the worst, I would probably say it has to be Warrior Cats. I think Warrior Cats didn't add anything new. Like, did they actually? I can't even think of anything they added. All you do is play the game normally. Warrior Cats had nothing to do with Christmas. All you do is play the game normally. What is the deal with that? What is the deal with that? I think that's awful. Like, even Sonic Speed Simulator, at least they had Christmas presents that you can find around the map too. Warrior Cats didn't add shit. And that's why I think this game was the worst event quest out of it. I think the game is fine. The game is good. The map design is all good. But they didn't do shit for this event. So that's why I think this was the worst game that was in this event. Next, we go to the finale. Which one was the best game in this event? We have 4 candidates here. Tower Defense Simulator, Bedwars, Dusty Trip, and Dress to Impress. We have a lot of bangers there. A lot of them had very, very good, well-designed, well-thought-out, very good experiences. Oh, this is a tough one. This actually is a tough one. Tower Defense Simulator had a very, very well-designed, very fluid, very solid event quest, but it was only one game. Bedwars had a mini-game mountain thing that was interesting with a handful of brand new mini-games and was just a very refreshing experience, and even had an awesome boss fight for the finale. Dusty Trip had multiple boss fights, a highly detailed Christmas themed map with Easter eggs and a lot of brand new items and cars and a bunch of brand new stuff you can get. Dress to Impress went with their story mode addition that they did in the Haunt. They added a bunch of brand new cutscenes and highly animated characters and cinematics, really well made map design, pretty fun gameplay, very well voice acted characters, and even a pretty intense boss fight. But honestly, I may be a little biased here, but I'm gonna have to go with a Dusty Trip. I think a Dusty Trip, for me personally, is what I found the most enjoyable. I love the whole map design. I love the soundtrack. I love all the boss fights. I love all the brand new items that you can collect and how you can just constantly go as far as you want in this event. I love the housing designs. The Easter eggs, the elite token quest was cool. The toy stores, the toy shops, the toy factories, all that stuff was just awesome. I think this was definitely the best, in my opinion, at least the most enjoyable in this event. So this is the final list here. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you disagree or agree, what you would change, what you think was the best, what you think was the worst, and let me know what you think about the event as a whole. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you do want to actually do this tier list on your own, I will put the link to this tier list in the description if you want to customize your own. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, peace out.